Hi, I'm Sharon for Invitation. You're watching Kerrang podcast. Kerrang! The new album is a concept album, and it's about the basic thing was that we wanted to have a good story. And the way to tell the story we've chosen for our comic this time, grabbing back on, like the album, the influences on the album musically from the 80s, and that's the time that we were growing up as kids. And that was also the time that we were reading a lot of comics actually. And so we chose this way, but we could have done it maybe also in other ways, but it was quite more difficult. And this was suited the rest of the album, I think, also because of the fact that we were grabbing back to the 80s. And it's about getting a second chance in life, actually. And maybe you've seen the first movie about Mother Maiden. She is giving some people who are basically not bad people, but people in difficult situations making bad choices, and she brings them back to life. And in the second life they have to make bad right again in a way, and find some kind of reconciliation with themselves, and also, actually that's it actually. So check it out. The last album, when we were working on The Heart of Everything, we wrote 3 songs for the Chronicles of Spellborn. That was a video game, online internet game. And there we met Romano Molinar. He's a comic artist. He became a friend of ours, and we stayed in contact. And of course, when we wanted to make a comic, we asked him to draw it. And he introduced it to us to Stephen O'Connell, and he is a comic writer, but also he makes scripts for movies. And we asked him to come up with some ideas for our own comic. And the things he had lying around was not exactly what we wanted, so then he came up with this idea. And it was just a few lines, just a very basic idea, and we just threw in all together ideas, and he wrote the main thing, and we were just adding stuff to it or trying to help him, like, okay, if we would write a book or a story, then it should be in that corner, you know, like that's the movies we like, that's the kind of stories we like. It should be a story with several layers. Not everything you see at first sight is what you get. So that's, but I think it turned out very well, but he's still working on it. He's now working on comic issue number 3. And it's still developing, so yeah. This album is pretty much different from the other album, I think. With The Heart of Everything, we really felt like we had really finalized our sound. We've been writing this kind of music, of course, from late 80s, begin 90s until 2007, when we released The Heart of Everything. And we felt like we couldn't continue exactly the same way. So what we did was let go of all boundaries, musical boundaries, and just see what came to us naturally. And normally when we would have found out that we had a lot of 80s influences there, we would say like, oh my god, stop now, you know. Don't want to go back or go retro or something, but this came just very naturally, and it came from several genres of music. It was influences of Metallica sometimes from Iron Maiden, sometimes from Chris Isaac or Billy Idol. And so, sexy guy, by the way. I don't know, whatever. And that's what I felt when I was growing up, was really sexy guy. Oh god. Just we came up with this, and I think that it made it more different because, like I said, in the past we would have thrown out all the 80s stuff, you know, and now it's just, at some songs, a good flavor. It's not really exactly the 80s, but in our own Within Temptation kind of way. Well, that's a nasty question to ask me which songs are my favorite. But I must say, I do like In the Middle of the Night very much, because it's the song which was most, we always try to write up-tempo heavy songs, but it never worked that much. It always turned out more mid-tempo. They were heavy, but not exactly what we wanted. This is really heavy, it's really up-tempo, it's a very cool song with a lot of different tempos. You know, we started very up-tempo, then we started half-tempo halfway and going back to up-tempo again. Well, you just have to check it out. But another song that I also like, of course, is Faster for the reason that it's a totally new flavor for the Temptation again, I think, musically. And so we're happy about that as well, of course. And I think it succeeded mostly in Faster. Well, we had to delay, of course, the tour because of the fact that I'm pregnant. Well, looking back on it, it was really a little bit difficult for us because we felt like sorry for the people that just bought a ticket. And but it does give us more time to bring a very special show for you when we're coming back in November, and integrate all the movies and the characters, maybe also from the comic, into our live show. Which way, I'm not going to tell you yet, but we're working on that now. So we have several months to develop that.
Correct.